Hey friends, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us for Unscripted on 13 Plus. I'm Anna Orsini.
And I'm Carson Courier, and you are taking a live look out from our Mount Bigelow cam. Oh my gosh, Anna, it just looks like something is moving our way.
You just can tell something's going to happen weather-wise. That's not what we've been seeing the past few days. It's been clear blue skies, and now we have some not so happy looking clouds moving in. We also know that we are bracing for a first alert action night tonight, so might feel okay outside right now. That is going to change.
Just get ready, right?
Just brace yourself for that. We also want to take a live look real quick because it's not just us. That's the good news. We're taking a live look at Santa Monica this morning, where California is currently bracing for back-to-back storms. So aside from the storms that they're seeing right now, they're also going to see another atmospheric river move in on Sunday. You can tell the ocean doesn't look happy. Nobody's out on any of those rides at the Santa Monica Pier.
Thank goodness, though. A lot of times you see the folks that are just out there bracing the storm.
Surfing,
it's like,
doing all the
leave,
things,
go inside.
All the dangerous things. So they're expecting heavy rain, strong winds, all the things that we kind of see when these types of storms move in.
Up to 4 inches of rain is possible in the coming days here in Santa Monica. Some places could see rates that exceed 1 inch per hour, so that's some heavy rain. Then on Sunday, another atmospheric river will hit the southern part of the state. The National Weather Service says this could be the largest storm of the season. More than 400 personnel have already been dispatched across the state. That's according to California's Office of Emergency Services.
And more than 20 million people across the state are under a flood alert today. Those storms threatening flash flooding in major cities like San Diego, Sacramento, San Francisco. So it's something that we're keeping an eye on, especially for those of you who have friends, family in California, obviously pretty close to Arizona. Good news is I don't think it's going to be that crazy here, but I'm not a meteorologist, so we're going to bring in the person who does know whether or not it'll be that crazy here. 13 First Alert meteorologist Mallory Schnell. Obviously, walking outside right now, you probably are not expecting the change that we are going to see later tonight into tomorrow morning. First Alert action night tonight.
Yes.
So when are these storms moving in?
So I would say after about 10 o'clock.
Okay.
All that rain that you saw in Santa Monica, that's
Coming
coming
our
our
way.
direction. And I know our own Jack Cooper was asking me about the weather there this Sunday because he's running, what, a half marathon or something?
At Huntington Beach.
Of course he is.
And did they not just say that the next storm is going to roll in on Sunday?
It's going to be rough.
This
Why
is
does that
why
always happen to Jack?
This is why I say don't do marathon.
Yeah.
Just don't do the marathon.
I mean,
then it doesn't happen.
That's the answer right there.
Yeah. Don't do the exercise.
Poor Jack.
For sure, but yeah, it won't be as bad once it gets to us. Much needed rainfall, but I'd say amounts between about 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch of rainfall. You can see the latest satellite and radar here. All of that moisture moving in between LA and San Diego especially. So that's going to head our direction, I would say, after about 10 o'clock tonight, once again into tomorrow morning. Lots of sunshine, though, otherwise, unless you're up in the mountains, there's a lot more cloud cover up there. Temperatures warming up nicely. 46 in Wilcox. We have 50s in Safford, Nogales, Sierra Vista, Tucson, up to 69 already in Marana. So it is a warm start to the day. Today's forecast remaining above normal. Those highs ranging in the 60s and 70s across the area. So several degrees above normal for this time of year. Today in Cochise County, we'll see highs in the low 60s for Bisbee, upper 60s in Sierra Vista, 70 degrees in Wilcox and Douglas. And you may notice a little icon. It has a swirl. That's because we are expecting some gusty winds today. So lots of sun, but gusty winds. That's ahead of that system. Expect wind gusts up to around 30 miles per hour this afternoon in Tucson. Could see some stronger gusts elsewhere. But this wind, it's going to help track in that rain later on today, really tonight into tomorrow, some of that mountain snow as well. And we'll talk much more about that coming up in just a bit, guys.
Okay. Now, in terms of this rain, Mallory, I know that we've been really blessed with really nice weather recently, but you think about the impact that's going to have in the long run when we're not seeing precipitation. So is this a storm that we really need right now when it comes to drought conditions?
We need prolonged rain. So yeah, we need these storms to keep coming the way they're coming, so we have some days to dry out. And winter rain is so nice because it's slower and steadier than monsoon rain, so it gives it time to kind of percolate into the ground. So
soak into the ground.
yeah, very important for this time of year because, as we know, spring, hot, dry, windy, wildfires. So yeah, we definitely need the rain this time of year.
So we have to do it, is what you're saying.
We have to do it.
We have to do
We
it.
need this,
It's a good
friends.
thing.
It is a good thing.
Okay.
Okay, thank
you
you,
so much,
Mallory.
Mallory. Well, one thing that we know a lot of people were asking about yesterday, we got reports of just smoke coming off of the Catalinas. So a heads up, if you do see smoke coming off the Catalinas, officials there say do not be too alarmed. This is actually part of a prescribed burn to help reduce fire danger.
Forest Service crews have been burning piles of vegetation in the Bear Wallow and Box Camp areas. They also plan to burn near the Sabino Canyon overflow lot later this week, so be prepared for that. We know prescribed burns are done to lower the risk of an out-of-control wildfire sparking in those areas in the future by burning off overly dense vegetation. It's actually a good thing.
It is a good thing, and I think that being, going to or working at a station in Oregon, that's something that you learn when you're working there. That the prescribed burns are necessary to limit the impact of wildfires.
Exactly.
Hopefully we don't see any, but they help
to make sure there's less vegetation
Right,
there.
exactly, giving them less fuel to burn. So a good thing that you're seeing smoke right now on the Catalinas. And taking a look today, something that's happening, something that I know Carson talks very highly of, one of the best pop-up stores for children's clothes around town. It is the Just Between Friends consignment sale.
It's so exciting for families here locally. They just wait for this every year. It happens 2 times a year, and it's kind of one of those things where kids grow so fast.
Right.
And so you're able to go and get some clothes for your kids before they at a cheaper rate, and then they're going to grow out of it
next week.
Yes.
Right. But there's nothing better than, like, I know for me, finding a dress, like a work dress, and finding it at a discounted rate, like that feels so good to know that you're saving that
It's also
money.
good for the environment,
Right.
Giving back, thrifting up. So good. So our very own Yasmin Lopez is actually out there. She has everything you need to know ahead of this sale. We want to toss it over to Yasmin.
Hey guys, hi CTV. Well, so far there is a line that has begun outside. Now the event starts at 10 o'clock, but I want to say that maybe around 9 a.m. cars started showing up. Now, I'm testing out these chairs, obviously being a first-time mom or being a mom at all or just wanting to kick back. These chairs, they definitely come in handy. Now, I want my photog Ruben to give you an idea of how big these events are. And it's the amount of clothes. And not only that, but also we have crib frames, we have pack and plays, we have strollers. There's just about a bit of everything. And the best thing is that you want to get a bang for your buck. Some of these things, they still have the original tags on them. And not only that, I think you can buy them in like bundles. But it's just like, who doesn't want a little Batman suit for your little guy, or girl? I know I dress my daughter in kid clothes, like whether it's boy or girl. But also I want to give you another visual, like and swim gear is also good. These swings themselves, they look brand new. A lot of parents, they forget to unpack some of these things, and they're able to donate them or sell them to organizations like this. Now, we got to hear from one of those organizers here at this event, and this is what she had to say.
Well, we have over 500 families in Southern Arizona selling with us, so they're all trying to clean out, cash in on those items their kids are no longer using, but their kids are growing, so many families need to stock up on things for either the spring season, or maybe they need to get new shoes or some new toys, and so we're a great way that we are 50 to 90% off of retail, so you can save money if saving is one of your resolutions.
Now we know the doors here open at 10 o'clock this morning, obviously something that a lot of people are excited for, especially a lot of families getting their kids out there, getting some of that shopping done. So we will actually have Yasmin joining us here at 10 o'clock, kind of gave us a sneak preview of some of the merchandise that they have this year. And if you stick with us until 10 o'clock this morning, we'll see when the doors open. I'm guessing a lot of smiling faces that will be coming in today, ready to, shop until you drop. So we'll have Yasmin join us back here at 10 o'clock. And something else that we're keeping an eye on today is American Airlines in Phoenix and in Fort Worth are cutting jobs. They're cutting more than 600 jobs. This is part of a customer service reorganization. It's impacting quite a few people in the Phoenix area specifically.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely a big deal here. So American said the layoffs are happening as part of updates to the contact center that will help better serve customers. The company said team members impacted by the layoffs will have the first chance to apply for the new customer success team over the next couple of weeks before the posting is open to other candidates. Now, the laid-off employees will also be notified about 800 other roles for which they can apply. today.
this
The airline
operation
said the
in one of
current
these
customer
major
service
cities?
team will
Well, I
remain
could just say
on
it
the
in
job
general. We can
until
get
March
into
30th,
there
but
are specifics.
definitely
A lot of
something
these,
we're going to
they're
keep
in
our eye
proceedings
on
now,
because
so
it
we're
could
not
have
going
a
to get
huge
into any kind of
impact
details
for
on that.
us here in Tucson who use
They got to
Phoenix
go through
Supply,
their
or obviously
immigration
those
proceedings
folks
going
up
forward.
north in
However,
Phoenix.
there were
Absolutely,
a
and of
lot
course,
of
this all kind of just plays
individuals
into the
who,
bigger
over
picture,
100
which is
of
our
them,
economy, something that
were
we've
sex
had a huge
offenders.
focus on
So
in
the
recent
large
months. So
number
this
of that
morning, the
were in
jobless
my remarks,
claims
and
report was
multiple,
released,
I
and
think it was 10
224,000
plus
people
at least.
filed for unemployment for the first
But,
time. Now
one
that
for
is
homicide or some
9,000
other
more
very,
than
very
last week,
serious
and
aggravated
it's much
felonies.
higher
So
than the predicted
these were some of the
215,000.
very bad individuals
Yeah,
that we
that
targeted
is
and wanted
right.
to take off the
And we
streets
know
because they were
this
significant
actually
public
shows
safety
that
threats.
ADP is predicting 107,000 jobs to be added in the first month of 2024.
Thank you.
So that's kind
We
of low
recently
compared to
reported
December.
that
Again, that
Euro had
release is set to come out
arrested an
tomorrow morning at
Al-Shabaab
5:30.
member
Something
in
we're going to
Minnesota.
continue to watch for you
I'm
and see how that impacts
with that case, he was
Wall
deemed
Street
a
and our
mismatch by
economy as a
Border
whole.
Patrol and released
Absolutely,
into
we'll
the
have the
interior
latest
of the
numbers on the
country in
January
March,
jobs
but
report for
it took
you
almost a year
tomorrow.
to actually
And in some more
nab
national
him.
news, right now an
How
investigation
many
is
other
actually underway
terrorists have been
into a
apprehended
deadly
in the
hangar
interior after
collapse
coming
that
through
happened
the
last night in
border?
Boise, Idaho. This is
Well, I
some
could
video
say
from the
that
scene
for
there.
this
A very
individual,
scary
within
scene. We know
within
that
48
3
hours,
people
excuse
were
me,
killed
of ICE
and 9
becoming
others
aware
were
of
injured. And
his
it's important to
status
note that
on
5 of those
the,
who
the
were
watch
injured in the
list. Within
collapse
48
are
hours, he
actually
was
in
apprehended.
critical condition.
And I want to
So
commend
authorities
our
here, they're
personnel
still
because
investigating
as
what
soon as we
caused the
became aware of
collapse.
that,
It's
within
very
48
early in the
hours, he was
investigation
apprehended. He's
right
currently
now.
in ICE
It
custody.
happened
So,
next to Jackson
I
Jet
think
Center,
that's
which
an
offers
incredible
private
result,
airplane
just
charters
a
and
testament to
maintenance.
how
Definitely a
professional
scary
and,
scene. You can see
you know,
law enforcement
quite,
there,
you know, honestly, how
firefighters there,
capable a
first
person
responders, caution tape around the entire complex there, and obviously the
Thank
collapse
you again.
structure. Big deal.
Looking
So
forward to
hopefully
the
we'll
year,
get some
'cause I presume
updates here
there are more-
soon and figure
there's
out what
planning going on
exactly
for
happened.
operations
And
such
just
as
very
this one
unnerving
taking
when you
place
see that
farther
kind of
down
law
the road.
enforcement and first
Is there
responder
a
presence at an
criteria that
airport in
you guys would be
general.
using,
So definitely
or
thinking of
are
everyone in
there
Boise.
individuals
Very
that
scary
you
thing
already
to
have on your
see.
watch list?
And
the
thinking
next
of all the
question
people
would
who
be-
were
that I would
injured
like
and
to
not the
ask
5
is,
who were critically injured, and hopefully
how long does
they
it
will
take
end up
for
being
these
okay.
individuals to
Now,
be
one thing we are
finally
keeping an eye on right now is Immigration and Customs Enforcement holding a news conference. We are taking a live look at that event. It's to announce the
Yeah,
results of a
there's,
recent nationwide effort
it's-
by ICE's enforcement
Thank
and
you.
removal
That's good
operations.
question. Highly variable
This
on
news
time
conference
frame.
follows
There's
2
a lot
announcements
of-
by enforcement and
there are a lot
removal
of
this week on the
nuances
arrest
to
of a
the,
convicted
the
terrorist
immigration
and a man
system and what they need to
convicted
go
of
through
accessory
through
to
the
murder.
court
So we just
system.
want to give you guys a chance,
they're gonna have
obviously.
to go
This has
through,
been
and
such a
they're gonna
huge
have
topic
to,
of
go to
conversation
the
recently,
immigration
just in
court,
southern
deal with the
Arizona.
immigration judge,
We've been dealing with
and
our
go
own
through the
border
whole
crisis,
legal
of course, to our
proceedings.
south. So we
Once
want to
they're
listen in
deemed,
to see
once
what
we
they're
have a
saying
final
and
order
give you guys the
of
opportunity
removal on
to listen
them,
to that.
then we have to go about getting them actually removed. And there's a lot that goes into that, and travel documents and working with their host country and dealing with it. So highly variable, very difficult to speak to a specific time frame on that. I will say, and then on the other one about what we're doing, we are always looking to do operations throughout the year. And I can tell you, we are always planning them. There will be multiple operations throughout this year, but I'm simply not going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to tell you, because cops ain't going to tell our folks out there what we're going to do, because that's going to give it up, and we like to be a little secret with that. But we're going to do our due diligence. We're an intel-led organization, and we're going to target these individuals based off our priorities. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I won't ask when, but I will ask about resources and what further resources ICE needs right now. And if we can drill down a little bit about the current capacity of ICE detention facilities and what percentage of those facilities have beds filled. Do you have a number on beds filled? Furthermore, not going to ask you about hypothetical legislation, but maybe broadly, there has been, talk in the Senate of adding more beds. What would more detention space mean for ICE? What would that enable you to do? Is that something you're supportive of?
Yeah, absolutely. I am, 100%. We need more resources. We're working with the department and administration and our partners, obviously, in Congress from appropriations. Listen, we need more resources, and we're working to get that as hard as we can. We understand the political realities of that, but we need more resources. We're currently under a CR through the beginning of March, and we're going to have to make some tough decisions going forward if we don't get more supplemental funding, because we have to live within our means like everything else in the government and in reality. As far as what we're doing for beds, we're already over 5,000 more than what we're funded for. So we've been punching far above our weight, and we're going to have to deal, and look at dealing with reality going forward if we don't get supplemental funding. So we're using everything we have right now to go after these individuals, and we hope that our partners in the administration and working with Congress, we can get additional funding, because we definitely could use it.
When you say you're going to have to make some tough decisions, can you elaborate a little bit about that?
Well, we have to look at the organizational structure and just see where we can get efficiencies and where we can, work with the budget. Okay. All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
So again, that was the live press conference from ICE officials today, just kind of weighing in on the current situation there, nationwide efforts to crack down, obviously, on crime, and also just kind of speaking about, the funding. That's been a big thing politically. They say they need more resources. We've heard it here from our own, CBP officials. He said that they have they're already more than 5,000 over what they're funded for when it comes to beds at immigration and detention centers. So just another
Big deal.
Yeah, just another day that we're continuing to keep an eye on what's happening at the border, and some of the efforts being made there to get more resources for the operations that are continuing down there. So, of course, we'll let you know anything else that comes out of this story today, and anything else that we learn numbers-wise coming in from ICE. Now, something else that we've been keeping an eye on, talking a lot about, is, of course, the U of A, the financial crisis there. $177 million budget deficit, and the big question has been how do you make that money up?
Exactly. I know originally when we reported on this, we thought it was a lot more than that. So I guess that's some good news. But a big question this morning, how do you lose that much money?
Right.
How do you kind of make that big of a mess up here? I know a lot of different departments kind of took loans from the university and said that they were going to pay those back, one being the athletic department. That never happened. So something that we are going to continue watching here for the foreseeable future, but something that is happening today is a private session with U of A President Dr. Robert Robbins and Board Executive Director John Arnold, who is serving as the school's interim chief financial officer. Robbins and Arnold announced their plan on Monday. They told faculty and staff they won't break promises to students, they won't cut need-based aid for resident students, and won't reduce need or merit scholarships for current students. However, consolidation of operations with things like IT, marketing, and facilities management was part of the plan here. We know Governor Hobbs talked a lot about how this kind of needed to be addressed, and they needed to look back at how they work together and kind of figure out a way to make sure this never happens again, all while trying to obviously figure out how to make up this money.
Yeah, I think the governor's big point was there needs to be a third party brought in, because clearly the university can't handle this on their own, and there needs to be some accountability for how this happened, because we know that regardless, it's going to impact operations at the U of A to some degree. Each of the 81 colleges and departments actually needs to present budget scenarios for 5, 10, and 15% cuts. So what would that look like? Would that impact staff? Something that we're continuing to keep an eye on, and we'll let you know if we learn anything that comes out of that meeting.
Well, taking a look to our website now, obviously you can see a teacher here on your screen, very excited, and it's so sweet. A group of 30 current and former Kentucky teachers are winners of a $1 million Powerball ticket. Can you only imagine?
I can't. I mean, they had to split it between the 30 of them, but the way that this came about is very sweet. So they call themselves the Jones 30. They're from Kentucky, and so they actually carpooled. You can see all of them there, all the teachers. Some of them are retired. Some of them currently work at the school. They carpooled to the lottery office to claim their winnings after work on Tuesday. The organizer of the group, who's a retired math teacher, says that on Sunday she actually realized that they had a winning ticket and that it had matched the 5 white Powerballs. So she kept that ticket in a math textbook, specifically on page 200 of that math textbook, because she said she knew it would be safe there. Nobody's
interested.
Flipping through like math textbooks. Nobody's going to page 200. So that's where she kept it safe. Now, they've actually done this for the past 8 years. They pool their money together and play the Kentucky lottery, and finally for them it's paying off. They choose a set of numbers. They did it at the beginning, and they've stuck with those same numbers since 2019. Every single week. It is, yeah, at some point, like, because if you keep, I feel like your odds are better if you keep the same numbers consistently than if you rearrange them every single time. So after taxes, each member of the group will end up taking home about $24,000.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
Better than nothing, I know. I was kind of wondering, I'm like, once you see that 1 million that you won that, are you like, well, gosh, I wish there wasn't 30 of us. I wish there was 15.
I wish I didn't ask Becky to be
Right. Why did we include the English department in this? But very well deserved, and we talk about it all the time, how teachers just are underpaid for the work that they do. Obviously, for some students, being parental figures, all the money that they,
Yeah.
you know, fund their own projects with and school supplies. So
And the things they deal with, especially in school nowadays with technology and bullying and all
everything,
the
yeah,
things.
kids bringing iPads to school, all the different things. So definitely well deserved. You love seeing money like that go to teachers who are very deserving of it. And you can see they're so excited.
Also, just a big group of women supporting each other.
Love that. We do
Love that.
We do love to see that. Well, taking a look at another trending story on our website, and you probably know what this is about just looking at the video there. Very cute little guys. So 2 bears were recently found along a highway in Florida, and they were quite far from home. Deputies in Florida were surprised when they found 2 Kodiak bear cubs just out for a little stroll on the side of the road.
Oh my goodness. The bears were more than 3,600 miles from their native home in Alaska. Quite the ways away. Authorities discovered that the cubs had escaped from a self-proclaimed bear trainer who kept them in an enclosure on their property. I'm kind of thinking these bears made a run for it on purpose. I don't know.
They're like, it's kind of warm here compared to where we're supposed to live.
Oh, for sure. That Florida resident now faces several wildlife violations. According to the Alaska Department of Fish and Game, Kodiak bears are the largest bears in the world. A large Kodiak male can stand over 10 feet tall on its hind legs and can weigh up to 1,500 pounds. So, oh my goodness, can you imagine just seeing those 2 little cubs on the side of the road?
No, and they're probably very thankful that they weren't full-size bears, because you can see, we'll look at the kind of body cam video. So you can see them kind of just strolling along, saying hello, very friendly.
Oh my gosh,
jumping
very
up on the car,
curious.
very curious. They're like, what is this? But yeah, so they escaped, and now they are going to be brought back to their home, where they should be, in Alaska, where it's much cooler for these.
Also, where they have a better place to live, just a wider range of terrain,
yeah, way
not
more
a cage.
places to go. I can't believe they're petting them.
I know. Wait, they're doing everything that you're not supposed to.
Just another day in law enforcement where I feel like officers come across something that they were like, we were never trained for this.
Also,
But
just another day in Florida.
if there's one takeaway from this story, another day in Florida, that is for sure. Well, they are very, very cute. Glad that they are safe now. And another trending story, we've talked a lot about these. I know I own 3. Carson owns.
I own 1. I kind of want another one, but now I don't know what to do because all the hate surrounded around the Stanley Cups.
Anthony, if you're watching this, which is Carson's husband, she wants a Stanley Cup for Valentine's Day.
I do.
Make it happen. But yes, there's some concern over the Stanley Cups because a lot of images circulating on social media recently showing people conducting lead tests at home. They'd swab a Yeti, a Hydro Flask, and then the Stanley, and it would test positive for lead. So a lot of people, like me and Carson, who are drinking through them every single day, wondering,
Are they safe?
Are we getting lead poisoning from the Stanleys?
A big deal here.
A huge deal. Breaking news, top of our mind today. So a spokesperson for Stanley actually acknowledged that the material used to seal the vacuum insulation at the base of the cup, so you can see the bottom there, and if you have a Stanley, you probably know what we're talking about. That does contain some lead in it, but Stanley also says once it's sealed, the area is covered with a durable stainless steel layer, making it inaccessible to consumers. So we know lead exposure is dangerous, and health experts don't think it's necessary at this point for you to toss your cups. I still kind of wonder if the lead can't get out of the bottom of the cup, then how is it testing positive for lead? I'm not a scientist. I don't know how all of that works. But as of right now...
You can tell a lot of people like them, though. We brought you that story on 13 Plus here, Unscripted. A woman got arrested for stealing $50,000 worth of Stanley Cups.
Where'd she go?
I don't know.
Who has $50,000 worth of Stanley Cups? Anytime I've ever seen one in stores, it's like 1 or 2 of them.
Oh, for sure. And they're always the
not so favorable colors.
It's very true. It is very true. Now, we did hear from a doctor this morning who was talking a little bit about, hey, here's the deal. They should be safe unless they're cracked. That means there could be some lead getting into your water. So I feel like this is going to be something we will continue to follow now that there's such a light on this.
On Stanley's, I know. Stanley's have been in the news a lot recently, but I guess the good news for Carson is if you just crack yours, then Anthony has to get you a new one.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want you to get sick. So
okay, perfect.
We've solved it.
Yes, we have. Well, Chuck E. Cheese, friends. When's the last time you went to a Chuck E. Cheese, Anna?
Oh my gosh.
Years ago?
I can't even remember.
I can't remember either. We had a day here what was it, a couple months ago when we were talking about Chuck E. Cheese and the pizza, and I was talking about the ride in the car with the painting. Anyways, if you know, you know. If you don't, you're like, Carson, what are you talking about? If you like the pizza, a lot of people don't.
It's not my favorite.
But if you do,
if you're
there's a
big on it.
cookbook that you can get so you can make it at home.
So this is actually going for about $23 online. The mouse himself credited as the author. His full name, of course, Charles Entertainment Cheese. It's full of all the recipes for parties in large groups, so mainly children's birthday parties, which I guess is good news. They announced that Chuck E. Cheese locations will be closing, except for, I think they said one in Los Angeles.
So you can bring it home with
So
you.
yeah, if you're like, gosh, I really am just craving,
I am craving
that cardboard
the Chuck
pizza.
E. Cheese pizza.
You can make it at home. It's 128 pages, and it features other well-known characters like the singing dog Jasper and their animatronic chicken. So there's that. We know it's going to be cool this weekend, so maybe if you want to, stay inside during the rain, you can knock out the entire Chuck E. Cheese cookbook this weekend.
Oh, for sure. And they say it's like for bulk. So kids parties, if you want to just serve that and be the best mom ever. There we go.
There we go. There we go. There it is. You can find it online. Again, $23. If you get it, let us know how it goes. Well, taking another look outside because we can see those clouds, see those breezy conditions, and don't have to be a meteorologist to know that something's coming. Something's in the sky.
You can feel it.
You can feel it, definitely. My migraines are like, as soon as that pressure changes. So bringing in first alert meteorologist Mallory Schnell with us once again, just checking in on these storms that we have moving in. So when we talk about the weather that we've had recently compared to what we're experiencing heading into this weekend, is this something that people need to kind of be gearing up for and preparing for today?
I mean, the one thing I would prepare for is for your Friday. The Friday morning commute will likely be a messy one because it's going to be raining all overnight, pretty much 10 p.m. to, I'd say, 6 or 7 a.m. So it may be raining as you head into work. We're likely going to have more ponding on the roads. It's going to be one of those mornings. So I would prepare for that tomorrow. Just allow yourself extra time to get where you need to go. Otherwise, we're not expecting any kind of severe weather out of this. But rain is very important this time of year. As we know, winter, kind of our secondary rainy season behind monsoon. And January gave us a good start to 2024. We had 1.77 inches in the bucket at TIA. That's almost an inch above normal. We had a range of temperatures. 80 was the highest temp. Coldest low was 28 degrees. That average temperature, average highs and lows all averaged together, slightly below normal. But for your hour-by-hour forecast for today, all in all, really nice morning, lots of sunshine. Temperatures are warming up quickly, but winds will pick up as well. Temperatures will be in the 60s and 70s for highs. You can see those clouds rolling in, and then rain moves in after about 10 o'clock in the Tucson metro. Some of that could be moderate to heavy at times. I'd say especially through about 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then coverage becomes a bit spottier throughout the day. But you'll want to keep that rain jacket with you. On Friday, temperatures will be a lot cooler compared to today. You can see in the 40s and 50s. And when we have rain, we typically have mountain snow this time of year, which is good because we need more of that. So we do have a winter weather advisory in effect. Catalinas, rincons included in that. Areas off to the northeast, starting at 8 o'clock this evening, taking us through 11 o'clock Friday, above 6,500 feet in elevation, where we could see 6 to 12 inches of snowfall. Here's that 7-day forecast, 75 today, lots of sunshine, but once again, winds kick up, rain moves in tonight, scattered throughout the day on Friday. Drier for your weekend, but cooler, 50s and 60s, low 70s return Monday and Tuesday, and then we could be tracking more rain again by Wednesday of next week.
Okay, so be safe tomorrow on your commute to work.
Yes.
Could be a little wet.
Yes.
Could be raining.
Correct.
Most likely will be raining.
Yes.
Okay.
Tune in tomorrow morning on 13 News.
Exactly.
I'll be tracking that all, but I'd prepare for kind of a slower Friday morning commute to round out the week.
Building in some extra time. Did you say ponding?
Ponding.
Ponding. What is ponding?
We
Water
talked about
ponding
that
on the roads.
Oh, I didn't
last
know
week.
it was like there was a term for it.
Yeah. So when you drive through and the water goes up.
Yeah.
Ponding.
Ponding. Okay.
Learning
Sound
things
effect.
here.
Well, I mean, it
Unscripted.
happens so often in Tucson every single
Yes.
time that it rains. I'm like constantly surprised
We
by
get
the
it a lot
amount
around
of
here.
water
Yeah.
on the roads. So,
just be cautious.
yeah, and never
you,
never
Mallory.
drive through anything too deep. That's another thing to keep in mind tomorrow. Well, thank you so much, Mallory. We appreciate it. And of course, something that we brought to you at the top of the show, and we want to circle back on, Tucson's best pop-up children's resale store is set to open here in
1 minute.
a minute.
Oh,
A
so
minute.
exciting. So our very own Yasmin Lopez, she is out there. there's actually a line out there. We actually got a sneak peek earlier in the show, if you saw that, of all the good stuff inside untouched, which is awesome. But yeah, we want to toss it on over to Yasmin so we can see the line outside and see everyone rush through the door.
Rush through
it's like
the door.
Black Friday.
Not anymore. Black Friday used to be like that, but this is our new Black Friday, the Just Between Friends consignment sale. So
Yes.
Yasmin, we're going to send it out to you for more on the big opening moment here in 30 seconds.
Hey guys, well, I think it's about a couple minutes before they open up, but I want to show you this line. It is, I want to say, all the way past that building where Defy is, and that is a good amount of people. Now, Shauna, the organizer, she just made her way down this line to let everybody know just kind of how the show is going to be run. But let's bring you back inside on how this experience is going to be. So these buyers will come in, they will get one of these bags, and with these bags they will go shopping, or if you're making a bigger purchase, then you come in and you get a wagon. So let's go get a wagon, shall we? So we make our way. Let's see. Again, clothes, a lot of it, right? But also these bigger items like strollers and cribs and everything else, there is a system for it. So if you want to purchase, for example, this stroller here, the way that you would take it would be you would claim this bottom part. So you fold it up, you rip it out, and you kind of just have it in hand for when you're ready to check out. But let's go ahead and look at some things around here, shall we? I know for me, I always wanted a good stroller when I had my little ones. So like this Chico stroller right here, I know it would have been absolutely perfect. 75 bucks. 75 bucks. That is a steal. And it looks practically new. So if we keep on looking around, let's see, we're in the girl section now. I have an 8-year-old. So if I needed to go find for my little 8-year-old, I would look up. Everything is designed by age, and you kind of just make your way through the store. Look over here, guys. They have a little rodeo section. I thought this was so cute yesterday when we came. They have little hats. I showed this to Carson the other day, or yesterday, but I think they sold it. It was a little really cute cow print jean jacket, but I think it got sold. So let's see. Looking around, there's a lot of boots, a lot of toys, a lot of winter apparel. Obviously, can't go wrong with having a little horsey at home. Let's see, Ruben's just kind of getting a feel of what is available. Ooh, what is this? Costumes? Pajamas? I think so. I mean, I don't even think anybody wore this, to be honest. It's brand new. Let's see if we keep going. Spider-Man. Oh, pajamas. I mean, I feel like you can get a feel for like everything around here. I know in the back they have toys, they have shoes, but it looks like it can be a little overwhelming, but they let everybody in. Ruben, let's turn around this way. You can see all the people coming in. Now they definitely have a system that they go through here, and so far it's gone really well. But if you are interested in coming to an event like this, you can go to jbfsale.com and you can get your tickets there. Let's see, let's just take a look. Let's see, I lost my photog. All right, Ruben, we're going to leave it here. I'm going to send it back to you guys. I'm going to do a little shopping myself, but I will send it back to you girls.
Thank you, Yasmin. As you can see, so much stuff there. It looked so fun. Honestly, for all those moms and parents waiting there to run through the doors at 10 a.m., we saw them grabbing their bags, super excited.
I would be grabbing the wagon. It looks like a lot of fun, and I don't even have kids, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could just buy all the little things. I think the thing that's impressive is when people think about, like consignment sales, you kind of in your head just picture like, oh, you know, not in good condition or not organized. This is the most organized, like intricate operation I've ever seen in my life. Everything organized by age, by costumes. If you want to get ahead for Halloween, get a Halloween costume for your kid, get some Tucson rodeo apparel for your kid, all the options there, especially strollers too, because I think that that's something when you're a first-time mom or dad, it obviously it's expensive.
staples.
Yeah, it's expensive to get, and so you can get a really good quality stroller that at the store would probably be $100, $200 more.
Exactly.
So
something that's super cool that I don't think Yasmin mentioned is at these events there's a recall specialist there, so you can actually go and talk to them, and they'll tell you the active recalls that are going on right now to make sure you don't have any of those things at home. Also, they make sure that recall specialist looks at all the items that comes in, because a lot of times if you think, okay, I had this stroller when I had my kids, but they're a little bit older now, I don't need it anymore, I'm going to donate it. Well, there might have been a recall in the time that you didn't use it. So this recall specialist is able to check everything, make sure it's safe, good to go. So you get that comfort knowing that you're buying something that's safe for your kids.
and something that's coming at a discount too, which is so cool. And I think it's just really cool to see like the community come together, people who obviously, you know, give their items, kind of passing down to the next generation of parents and supporting kids here at home. So it's very sweet. So
absolutely.
it runs until Saturday, the 3rd. So make sure that you get out there. We saw a lot of
If
people
you get out
lined
there
up.
early, though, you get the good stuff.
Get the good stuff, right? You can grab a wagon and go crazy like Yasmin did. I'm sure she's shopping right now for Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
As she should be. 'Cause we love Brooklyn so much. So yeah, head on out there today just between friends. It is on 4881 Stone Avenue, which is the old Stein Mart if you're heading that way. And we want to go ahead and take one last look outside. Again, First Alert Action Night tonight, First Alert Action Day tomorrow. So kind of getting hit with a storm out of nowhere all of a sudden. Brace for that, because we've been in a very relaxed pattern recently, and I think a lot of us have kind of, you know, relaxed our weather and winter driving skills. So just build an extra time tomorrow morning, be safe, and keep in mind that the conditions are going to get a little bit cooler.
Absolutely. We will be tracking everything you need to know tomorrow morning on 13 News and 13 News on Fox, so definitely tune in. And have a great day, everyone. Enjoy the nice conditions while you can, because like Mallory said, going to definitely ramp up this evening.
Thanks for joining us. Have a good one.